When I got the call on the 7th of July, I was called by her friend Wakona. I was at work that time. I work at Century City as a manager at Spare. So I was busy, so I just received this call and then I answered, and then she said that to me, "Where are you, Lulama?" And then I said, "I'm at work." And she said, "Oh, I've got very bad news for you because your sister just passed away. She was stabbed by the husband."
I feel weak because I didn't know that today I'll be talking about Tamara.
They were a perfect couple, ran a successful business, had 2 daughters, and a marriage concealing a nightmare that would end in premeditated murder. On July 7th, 2021, at 3:30 in the morning on Lake Road, Stalybridge, Greater Manchester, Tamara Padi, 43-year-old mother, entrepreneur, qualified social worker with a master's in law, would take her final breaths at the hands of the person who promised to protect her. But what drove him to such brutality? What darkness festered behind closed doors that nobody could see coming? This is how obsessive control transforms into calculated violence. How separation becomes the most dangerous time in an abusive relationship. How a father could set an alarm, nap, then wake to murder his children's mother while his daughter slept feet away. The chilling part of this was that, after beating her with a metal exercise bar and stabbing her 8 times, Aubrey Padi called the police and said she deserved it. To understand how marriage dissolved into murder, we need to know who Tamara was and what signs everyone missed. Tamara Padi was a force of nature. Born February 3, 1978, in Butterworth, Eastern Cape, South Africa, Tamara grew up far from the life she'd built in the UK. She moved to Khayelitsha in Cape Town, where dreams collided with harsh realities. But Tamara refused to let circumstances define her. She was ambitious, resilient, and magnetic.
Tamara had a bright future ahead of her. She was a go-getter. She's a type of a person that will go for what she wants and what she believes is going to put her life in a better place. And she actually told me now, a few months ago, Akona, you know what, at this stage in life, I'm at a stage where I think my life is just going the way I had dreamt of.
In Cape Town, Tamara met Aubrey Padi from Pretoria, who worked for the South African Navy. Aubrey seemed solid, stable employment, shared dreams of building something greater. They fell in love, made plans, and around 2004 emigrated to the UK seeking opportunity.
Kwalile sometime around 2003, 2004, after the end of school when in 40, I joined my sister in UK. The second year while I was in UK, Tamara called me as usual and she told me she wants to join me in UK.
I agreed, but today I feel bad.
They settled in Greater Manchester, married, and had 2 daughters. Tia, 15 at her mother's death, and Mia, 10. The Padi family embodied immigrant success, not just surviving but thriving. Tamara hungered for more. She juggled motherhood, work as a carer, and earned a master's in law in 2016. The dedication, the sacrifice. Pursuing education while raising 2 girls and working. With Aubrey, Tamara co-founded Greenleaf Health and Social Care Limited, providing personalized adult care. The business reflected her compassion, her belief that everyone deserved dignity. Colleagues described her as bubbly, professional, and committed.
Tamara lived her life. She was a trendsetter, she was a jet setter, she was a bubble personality. The reason why you are all here today is because you have been touched by Tamara's love.
But behind this accomplished woman and successful business, something sinister brewed. While Tamara built independence, Aubrey tightened his grip. Warning signs emerged, subtle but growing disturbing. Aubrey monitored Tamara's phone, accessed voicemails without permission, and demanded her device. When she refused her right, his behavior escalated. Control, possessiveness, ownership of a human being as property. Friends described Tamara as increasingly uncomfortable, calling Aubrey's actions creepy. But she stayed private about what she endured. Victims often minimize or conceal abuse not from weakness, but because leaving is the most dangerous thing they can do. After 14 years, Tamara separated from Aubrey in February 2021. She moved to Lake Road in Stalybridge, establishing critical distance from toxicity. They appeared amicable, cooperating for daughters and business. But Aubrey was seething. For men like him, separation challenges control and authority. 2 weeks before the murder, Aubrey accessed Tamara's voicemails, again a violation, a red flag, a precursor to violence. Then came escalation. The day before her murder, Aubrey punched Tamara in the face during an argument about her phone. Physical violence entered. After that assault, Aubrey sent a text manifesto of toxic entitlement. "This is the last time you have disrespected me." That message should haunt anyone who reads it. 9 words containing the psychology of an abuser, framing Tamara's autonomy, her refusal to surrender her phone as disrespect. The implicit threat in "last time." The suggestion that corrective action was justified, inevitable. Aubrey wasn't making an idle threat. He was making a promise. Within hours, he'd keep it horrifically. July 6th and early morning July 7th, 2021, Tamara worked a late shift, providing care to vulnerable adults. She finished around 1:30 a.m., returned home with a colleague who stayed overnight. Summer. It should have been peaceful. But while Tamara cared for others, Aubrey broke into her home, preparing to take her life. He didn't arrive in rage or passion or temporary insanity. Aubrey came prepared. Weapons, metal pull-up exercise bar, kitchen knives, gloves to avoid evidence, cord. He forced entry, then did something revealing how calculated this murder was. He hid and waited. Aubrey concealed himself with weapons ready, then set an alarm for 3:30 a.m. He gave himself time to rest, to nap, to conserve energy for violence. Not a crime of passion. Premeditated murder in its purest form. The alarm went off. Aubrey rose. And his daughter slept feet away, unaware her father was about to murder her mother. What kind of man does this? What father waits in darkness, knowing his child is nearby, and proceeds? The judge would later ask this exact question. The answer: a man who views his partner not as a human with autonomy, but as property, something that embarrassed him, disrespected him, needed punishment. Aubrey entered Tamara's bedroom. She slept, vulnerable, unaware. He attacked with savage brutality, beating her repeatedly with the metal bar. Tamara fought. Forensic evidence revealed defensive wounds, testifying to her desperate struggle, but was overpowered, caught off guard. She screamed. That scream triggered something. Instead of stopping, he grabbed a knife and stabbed her 8 times. 8 separate penetrating wounds, each deliberate, each driving home festering rage and hatred. The colleague downstairs heard screams, rushed to investigate, and witnessed horror. She saw Aubrey fleeing, covered in blood, and immediately called emergency services. She identified him by name. No mystery. Aubrey hadn't hidden his identity. Why would he? In his twisted worldview, Tamara deserved it. Responders arrived within minutes, found Tamara critically injured, bleeding from multiple stab wounds and blunt trauma. They rushed her to the hospital, but the damage was too severe. Tamara Padi, who survived poverty in South Africa, built a life and business in a foreign country, earned a master's while raising 2 daughters, was pronounced dead. Aubrey fled. He discarded the knife underneath a parked car, later discovered by the owner and turned over to the police. He'd murdered the mother of his children, destroyed his family, and thrown away his life. What next? A phone call revealing the depths of self-delusion and entitlement. Aubrey called the police himself, confessed. "I am sorry for what I have done, but she deserved it. She deserved it. Not I lost control. Not I don't know what came over me. But she deserved it." In Aubrey's mind, even after committing intimate violence, he was the victim, the wronged party. Tamara's murder wasn't a crime, it was justified punishment for disrespecting him. The language of abusers everywhere. The logic driving men to kill partners at alarming rates, often during or after separation. Research shows that approximately 75% of domestic violence homicides occur during or after separation, with women facing a 70% increased risk initially. For controlling men like Aubrey, leaving isn't rejection, it's rebellion against natural order as they understand it.
To you, Padi, I know that your friends might send you this, or one day you will get to see this. You have broken us. You have taken a piece of our heart. You have broken your children. I cannot fathom. I cannot even begin to understand what they are going through right now.
Greater Manchester Police arrested Aubrey days after the murder. Investigation was straightforward: confession, witnesses, and forensic evidence. Blood patterns, fingerprints, digital records, including that 3:30 alarm, threatening texts, voicemail access records. During interrogation, Aubrey remained eerily calm. No visible remorse, no horror, no concern for daughters who lost their mother. He maintained his victim narrative, suggesting he'd planned suicide but framing murder as a response to her actions, not his choice. Textbook abuser psychology, externalization of responsibility, inability to accept that the partner's autonomy isn't aggression, twisted belief that violence is justified, necessary, when control is challenged. Aubrey was charged with murder July 10, 2021, 3 days after Tamara's death. The case moved with unusual speed, partly because Aubrey made a decision sparing the family trial trauma but preventing escape from accountability. He pleaded guilty. At earliest opportunity, Aubrey Padi stood before Manchester Crown Court and admitted murdering his wife. Pleading guilty avoided forcing Tia and Mia to testify, subjecting them to gruesome details. But make no mistake, not mercy. Under British law, early guilty pleas reduce sentences. Aubrey still tried to mitigate consequences. Prosecution presented a devastating case, laying bare premeditation and savagery. They emphasized how Aubrey broke in, hid with weapons, set an alarm, and executed his plan while their daughter slept nearby. They highlighted controlling behavior, phone monitoring, voicemail access, and physical assault the day before. They quoted his text, "This is the last time you have disrespected me." Defense attempted sympathy. They argued that Aubrey suffered significant stress from marital breakdown and business pressures. Pointed to no prior convictions, reputation as a calm, caring father, early guilty plea. Suggested without stating explicitly perhaps this was an aberration, a tragic moment when a good man broke under pressure. But the prosecution systematically dismantled arguments. Stress doesn't explain premeditation. Work pressure doesn't account for hiding with multiple weapons. Marital breakdown is common, doesn't typically result in murder. Defense tried diminished responsibility or temporary insanity, but evidence contradicted every attempt to minimize culpability. October 5, 2021, 3 months after Tamara's murder, Judge Elizabeth Nichols delivered a sentencing that put the entire case to rest. Before announcing the sentence, Judge Nichols spoke. What she said captures the horror, injustice, and broader implications better than any summary could. The judge painted a devastating picture. In that moment, the defendant effectively deprived their children of both parents, one through death, the other by the annihilation of trust in their father, who up until that moment they believed they knew and loved. Tia and Mia didn't just lose their mother, they lost their father. The man they trusted, loved, and looked up to revealed himself capable of unfathomable evil. How do you recover? How to rebuild understanding when trust within a family is completely shattered? Judge Nichols continued. You waited in the house for your wife to return from a late-night care visit, knowing that your daughter slept in the adjoining bedroom. So clear and considered were your intentions, you even set your phone alarm, giving yourself a chance to sleep and ensuring that your wife would be asleep before you attacked her. She highlighted cold calculation, the alarm, the nap, the patience. Not someone who snapped or lost control. Murder was carried out with methodical planning. Judge Nichols saved pointed criticism for victim blaming. Your conversation in the 999 call is full of self-pity, justification for your conduct. Like so much violence against women, you tried to place the blame upon the victim, suggesting that she had wronged you and that you were driven to this conduct, even going so far as to say she deserved it. Then came the question cutting to the heart. And what type of parental love is it that lies alongside your child while waiting to murder her mother? What type, indeed? The judge made it clear. There are no excuses and no fault lies with the victim, Tamara. This offense is entirely your responsibility. No woman should have to endure at the hands of a man what Tamara did in her final hours. Judge Elizabeth Nichols described murder as brutal, sadistic, and coldly calculating. Then she delivered sentence. Life imprisonment with minimum 23 years before parole eligibility. 23 years minimum. He'd be 69 before applying for release. Given the crime's nature, no guarantee he'd ever be freed. During sentencing, Aubrey sobbed, but couldn't make eye contact with daughters in attendance with family. Those tears remorse or self-pity for consequences? Based on everything before, the answer seems clear. While justice was served, another tragedy unfolded for Tamara's children. Tia, 15, and Mia, 10, were placed with a UK family friend. Tamara's family in South Africa, including sister Lulama Mentuaidwa, desperately wanted to bring girls home, surround them with family, culture, and support for healing.
I've got very bad news for you because your sister just passed away. She was stabbed by the husband. And then I was like, where is she now? Because I thought maybe she's in hospital. I never thought that she passed away right there and then. So ever since that day, I have not been normal, like I have not been coping. So I am not gonna cry no more because I want to be strong for her kids. And I want to promise her children that Tia and Mia, you have me. Me and Tamara, we come from the same womb. We're sleeping in Mandisa's stomach. So I am another Tamara, and I am going to be strong for her kids. Those kids, they are not alone if I am there. From now, I am their mother.
But the family faced a bureaucratic nightmare. COVID-19 restrictions created massive visa processing backlogs. Girls couldn't simply relocate without proper documentation. They waited, trapped in legal limbo, while extended family fought to bring them home. Tamara's relatives feared girls might end up in orphanages, separated from their families. They appealed to the British and South African governments, noting the cultural importance of handling Tamara's belongings, ensuring girls maintained heritage connection. For Tia, her 16th birthday, what should have been a celebration, was marked by profound grief and displacement. Impact on these children cannot be overstated. They didn't just lose their mother to violence, they lost her traumatically, at their father's hands. They lost the safety home should provide. They lost trust in the person supposed to protect them above all. February 2023, a pre-inquest review was held at South Manchester Coroner's Court. The coroner considered whether full inquest was necessary given Aubrey's conviction. A domestic homicide review was mentioned, though as of November 2025, no major findings or policy changes have been reported. Truth is, cases like Tamara's rarely result in systemic change. Patterns are well documented, separation increases risk, controlling behavior escalates to violence, and women are blamed for their victimization. But translating knowledge into effective prevention remains frustratingly elusive. Greenleaf Health and Social Care Limited, the business Tamara and Aubrey built, became inactive. By 2025, overdue filings led to a strike-off proposal. The company representing Tamara's compassion and entrepreneurial spirit would die with her, another casualty of Aubrey's violence. What should we take from Tamara Padi's murder? First, separation is the most dangerous time in abusive relationships. When women leave, assert independence, risk of lethal violence spikes dramatically. Research consistently shows this, yet support systems often fail to recognize urgency. Second, abusers don't look like monsters. Aubrey's friends described him as a caring father, a calm individual. Colleagues saw a successful business partner. Even people close didn't fully grasp the danger Tamara faced. Abusers compartmentalize, presenting different faces. Third, controlling behavior is abuse. Phone monitoring, voicemail access, device demands. These aren't quirks or love, they're red flags of someone viewing partners as property, not people deserving respect. Fourth, victim blaming persists despite overwhelming evidence. Aubrey's "she deserved it" is extreme, but the sentiment, women being responsible for violence perpetrated against them, remains disturbingly common. Finally, intimate partner homicides' ripple effects extend far beyond immediate victims. Tia and Mia will carry their mother's murder trauma forever. They'll grapple with questions about their father, trust, and safety most never confronted. As of today, no reported appeals in Aubrey's case. He remains incarcerated, serving life with 23-year minimum. The case has faded from public consciousness, as these tragedies do. But Tamara deserves to be remembered, not just as a victim, but as an accomplished, resilient, compassionate woman. She overcame poverty, built a business, earned advanced degrees, and touched countless lives through her care work.
In life, we loved you dearly. In death, we do the same. Our family seems the same, but as God calls you, As God calls us one by one, the chain will link again. Rest well, our beautiful daughter-in-law. Heaven is waiting for you, our beautiful angel.
Tamara's legacy lives on in family tributes, lives she touched, and examples she set for her daughters about resilience and determination. Perhaps in some small way, in awareness her case raises awareness about domestic violence's deadly reality. Because Tamara Padi wasn't just another statistic. She was someone's sister, mother, or friend. She had dreams, aspirations, a future violently stolen by a man who couldn't accept she no longer belonged to him. And that's the truth. She never belonged to him at all. Let me know what you think about this case in the comments section. Click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like this.